In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at a bushcrafty kind of knife from a German company called OdenWolf, talking about the OdenWolf Ambulo. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video where it's Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. Like I said today, that something sharp is this OdenWolf Ambulo from the OdenWolf Knife Company. They reached out to me, asked me if I'd be interested in taking a look at some of their products. I looked online, they look pretty good, so I said sure. Now that I've got one in my hot little hand, it really does look nice. It looks like it's got a lot of potential, a lot of things I like about it already. So we're going to take this down to the old stump top, show you some close-ups, look at the details and specs of this thing. Then we'll put it through our rigorous scientific testing process and see how well it does. All that coming up next right after this word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by my friends at XS Sights, the fastest sight in any light. I've been using XS Sights for a lot of years, and it's really cool to have them as a channel sponsor. XS Sights are made in the USA in the great state of Texas, and you can save 15% on your order at their website by using the coupon code SOP15. Okay, so here is the OdenWolf Ambulo. As it comes in the box, I just want to show you this. This is kind of everything that comes with it. So very nicely packaged. So let's get it all out of here and take a look and see what all comes with this. First of all, we've got very nicely put it together there. The knife itself, the sheath. We're going to take a closer look at this in just a minute. With a couple of different belt loop options and a little cleaning cloth for those of you who like to keep your knives polished and jewelry-like. I'm not that guy, as you know if you've seen any of my older knives. So, that being said, let me just set this aside and let's talk about the specs and details of this thing. So, first of all, here's the knife itself. Try to give you some close-ups here, but this knife features a 4.6-inch by 0.19 inch thick at the spine blade of D2 steel with an HRC of 60. It is, as you can see, a full tang knife. The handle is 4.5 inches long, and it is G10 handle scales on it. Put together with these nice Chicago screws, these star bit Chicago screws. As I said, it's a full tang knife. The overall length of this thing is 9.21 inches, and it weighs 8.82 ounces. It is a saber grind, I checked that, so not a hollow grind. Very nice, a little sharpening choil here at the end of the blade. A nice little finger guard and a finger groove on the handle. These are all relieved, by the way. They're there's no sharp corners there, all nice and relieved. Even including the exposed tang that's exposed along the ridges. This is just a finished detail I see missing in a lot of knives with these kind of exposed tang knives. There's sometimes that edge is kind of sharp. This is all rounded off, nice and comfy feeling. It does feel really good in my hand. It's got nice little, very subdued jimping here. It's enough for traction, but it's not that jimping that kind of hurts your thumb if you have sensitive thumbs like I do. Nice little lanyard hole here with a lanyard on it. And then something I think is really cool about it is this, even though everything is relieved and rounded off, this little area right here feels like it has a very good 90-degree spine on it. And the edge itself feels really good. We're going to put that through our scientific testing in just a minute, but let's take a look at the sheath now. The sheath is a kind of a taco style Kydex sheath with a Tech Lock. Okay, so it's to be fair, it's probably a knockoff Tech Lock. It doesn't say Tech Lock on it, so it's a Tech Lock clone on back that you can remove if you choose to do so, because it also has this nylon belt loop, and it has two different versions that pop on with like a Fastech style buckle. This one has a Velcro attachment, so you can adjust this and put it wherever you want, and you can take it on and off without removing your belt. This one is just a straight up belt loop dangler attachment. It goes here. So, and then if you want to take this off, it has little Chicago screws in here, and you can use the Tech Lock. You can mount this thing in multiple ways, I guess is what I'm getting at. And then it comes with this Ferro Rod loop and a Ferro Rod, which appears to be basically just a cheap Ferro Rod that you see in a lot of places. But the grip here does look a little better. It's got a little different collar that a lot of them don't have, and that kind of gives it a friction fit into this sleeve. Not super, super tight, but it's tight enough to where it won't fall out. But yet not too tight, you can't get a hold of it, as we say. And there's that. Now, put that aside. Let's talk about getting all scientific with a knife. We try to maintain a state-of-the-art, standardized, internationally standard, really, testing here at Survival on Purpose. And one of the tests I like to do is always check the factory edge using the internationally standard sharpness test, the Redneck sharp test. And I like to do this because, to me, that's just an indication of how good the quality control is at the factory. And so far, this one looks very, very good. All the grinds are really, really even on it. I don't think you'll be able to see that. I'll try to get it close enough where you can see it, but I don't think you'll be able to. But everything is just very, very, very well put together here. It doesn't look like they missed anything on their QC. But let's just see how well the testing medium performs. Oh my gosh. Have to be real careful. So this part here is crazy sharp. This part here is close. It's really close. We got some higher there, but down here is not quite as sharp as up here on this little belly. This little belly is really, really, really sharp. So we're going to give it a B plus, A minus on the Redneck sharp test because pretty sharp. Some areas a little sharper than others. Now let's get to the old standardized knife stuff. So they're calling this a Bushcraft style knife. One of the things that I always like to test on a Bushcraft style knife is the ability to make a fire, right? At least to be of an aid in making a fire. It's not really a chopper. It's got a little bit of mass forward, but not really any kind of major chopper. But if you need to have a fire, it's always good to try to get to the inside of some wood, I think, to find some dryish wood. Here's a piece that's been laying on the ground. We can take this and try to do a little bit of that evil, nasty batoning with it because it's got a nice little place up here on this swedge, which is not sharpened, and I think it's perfect to bang on. And because it is a saber grind, it does a really good job of splitting because it's got a nice wide shoulder up here, but a pretty high saber grind bevel, so it still gives you a nice edge at the edge where the blade, the cutting surface is, right? So this is certainly really small. Let's see if we can find something a little bigger. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the price on this knife is $49.90, so under 50 bucks. And if you buy it direct from their website and use the coupon code SOP10, you can save another 10%, and you're gonna get free shipping. So it's cheaper to buy it directly than it is on Amazon in this case. So, and it'll ship from the US, so it's not like you gotta wait on it to come overseas, anything through DHL, which is usually a pain in the butt. So anyway, I forgot to mention that. So let's, got something a little bigger here. And I think this is still, got a little bit of a crack up there. We'll go ahead and use the one that's there to start. No, we won't. We'll give it the old no crack test. So here it is right here. And we're just gonna beat on this knife, as people say, to get it down. Because we're trying to get to some inside wood to find maybe a way to make a fire. And this is nice, pretty solid oak. Okay. Do it again. Go back, Jack. Do it again. Yeah, I need to get somewhere there. Okay. Now, so since this is oak, it's horrible for making feathers, in my opinion. But we'll endeavor to persevere. So, got a couple different kinds of wood here to try to make some feathers, because in my experience, oak is not the best. And this oak has been, it's pretty dry, so it's kind of got a little crumbly going into it. Let's just see, yeah. Not gonna be the best fire starting material there is, so let's throw you away. See if we can get some feathers out of maybe something like this. Or curls, whatever you want to call them. I really like saber grinds. Okay, that's a decent little bit of curls there for pretty quick from what is admittedly very marginal wood to carve. Get some bigger ones in there for a little extra fuel for the fire. Maybe we can smoke some of these mosquitoes away. All right, well, any excuse to grab the old Fatwood is a good excuse. Happen to have a little bit right here. Let's just see what we can do with this. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. It's not going to get away from me that easily. Now, I always like to try some scraping on some Fatwood. Let's just see if we can get any scraping going on here. Oh yeah, look at that. So there's two reasons for doing this. Reason one is for me to get some really highly flammable little Fatwood, I guess, scrapings here. Reason two is, you smell that? Oh my gosh, that might even be reason one. So, I've had some people ask me always, like, what is Fatwood? Some people call it lighter knot, pine knot. It's just wood from a pine tree that has got a lot of, I guess, terpenes collected in it, something we used to make turpentine out of. And it's very flammable, and it's very, very also impervious to weather. So this piece here came off of this piece that has been literally laying on the ground out here for 10 years since I found it. So if you search my channel for Fatwood, you'll see some more details about that. So we're going to take the Ferro Rod that came with it and see if we can get us a fire. And as it turns out, that little area section right there is definitely very, very, very scrapey. Get the paint off of it. Oh man, actually, this Ferro Rod seems to be working pretty well for a, there you go, just a generic little Ferro Rod. So, man, would you look at that? Oh yeah, she's definitely fire-worthy. Okay, so as I'm sure you can see by now, we're all about the science here at Survival on Purpose, and to that end, we maintain a state-of-the-art knife testing facility at our worldwide headquarters here. And for the next phase of the scientific testing process, I have removed the lanyard from this knife because my rigorous scientific examination to date has shown that could highly interfere with our next scientific test of the aerodynamic balance using the balance, orientation, and rotation device. So we're going to get right to that now, and as always, it's very important to maintain proper scientific methodology. Whoop, 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 whoop. Should we try again? Whoop, whoop, whoop. So far, I'm liking this thing. It's got, this G10 handle provides enough mass to really give it some depth. That was just the obligatory shock test. I've had several people ask me why the testing apparatus is blue. It's because that's what color paint I had. Oh man, we're gonna leave it at that one. There's no way I can do better than that. How many push-ups can Chuck Norris do? All of them. Alrighty, well, as you can see, that may be the best one ever. We're gonna call her balanced. She is very, very well balanced. Like I said, the mass on this handle gives it a lot more penetration when you're doing this sort of testing or just playing around. And altogether, I got to give this thing a really, really high mark. This thing is manufactured in China, and always when I say that, I have some people say, That's all I need to hear. I'm out of here. And I have other people say that's okay, because there's some really good stuff coming out of China. And this, I think, is an example of some of the really good knives coming out of China. Whatever factory that OdenWolf is connected with to make these knives, they're doing a really, really good job as far as I can tell. The steel is great. It's a saber grind. The fit and finish is excellent. Everything apparently was done right to their specs. So I got to say, I'm really pleased with this knife. It did really well in the scientific testing, and it's just a really good value at under 50 bucks. And as a reminder, you can go to survivalonpurpose.com/OdenWolf, or just go to OdenWolf.com and use the coupon code SOP10 and save an additional 10%, and you'll get free shipping direct from them. So I think that's a pretty good deal. This is a very, very well made knife. I think this may be one of the coolest bargains for under 50 bucks I've seen in a really, really long time. So thanks again to the folks at OdenWolf for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.